Hi Leah, I'm Noah Dixon of Main Girls Basketball Network. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Nice, same here. Um, so I want to get started with you here. How old were you when you started playing basketball?
I was 9 years old.
Oh, really? That's not bad.
Yeah, late bloomer.
Yeah. So did you play rec league ball, or was it AU, or
I played some travel ball with my Lawrence teammates.
yeah? How much of those teammates you had then are on the team right now?
Um, I'd say like most of them, except for the seniors and a few sophomores.
Oh, nice. All right. So, how was what made you fall in love with basketball, or what made you like it the most?
Um, just how fun it was for me to be able to play with these girls and kind of get physical and like get my body moving and having some fun. The community also really made me fall in love with basketball, with the support. Obviously, you could see that at the state game this
Oh yeah,
year and 2023. So, yeah.
yeah. Like when I went to the state game, it was actually also the regular season home games I went to. It was just like a ocean, like a sea of blue. A sea of blue, silver, whatever you name it.
Yeah, the fans always come out to support. It's amazing.
And they're pretty loud. But I always say, if you didn't have a headache before, you've got one on the way.
Yeah.
So so how long? So did you? So you continued playing basketball throughout throughout elementary school, right? Or yeah, what were like some Did you face any challenges or battles throughout the elementary school level, maybe middle school level?
In middle school and my late elementary school years when COVID hit, that was really hard because I feel like those were important years for developing my basketball skills. So it was hard for me to catch up because I was required to have a vaccine in order to play in seventh grade, and for personal reasons I couldn't play. But when I came back eighth grade, it took me a hot second to get back into it. So I definitely say COVID really was a hard challenge.
Right? Because especially like with when COVID first hit, ironically last Friday, 6 years ago, that's when it hit, and everything shut down. You got parks shut down, so that also makes it a little more difficult to go to like a basketball, like a park with a basketball hoop, and just like shoot around and stuff. And
Yeah,
when
definitely.
schools are closed, public gymnasiums, there's nothing. And so going to middle school. How was your middle school? How was your eighth grade season like for you?
I started, so that kind of helped me have more opportunities to get back into the groove. Um, I was definitely like finding my abilities as a post player mixed with a guard at the same time. So eighth grade really was the beginning of my expansion of my abilities because in elementary school I was like the big usually, not really anything other than that. So yeah, mostly just expansion of my skills.
But also being a big in basketball is also as much as any other position on the court is one of the most important factors on the court. Mostly on defense because you need to be there and you need to be big. So you need to be like you gotta be able to take a charge too once in a while.
Yeah,
Someone's giving
definitely.
someone's giving me mail. And yeah, so going into ninth grade, I believe you started high school in the 23-24 season, I think. Because you would have had to start, I think
Yep.
Yeah, because that would have been after, Lawrence has just won the state championship. When Amaya's a senior now, right? Or is she a junior?
Amaya is a junior.
Oh, I keep thinking she's a senior. Same thing with Olivia Breen. I keep thinking she's a senior, but she's a freshman. Um, so obviously Maddie Prevost, Ashley Shores were both freshmen at that time. So you're coming in your sophomore year. You have Maddie Prevost who's a sophomore, Ashley Shores is a sophomore, and you also have Maya Larson with you too. I think I pronounced her name right?
Yes.
So, for the first, what I'm looking at here is for the first few weeks going into, from the exit of 2023 to entrance of 2024. Did you play any varsity games your freshman year?
I was actually straight JV my freshman and my sophomore year.
Oh, really?
I got pulled up at the end of sophomore year for the tournament, but yeah, I didn't play. We practiced with the varsity because I believe our JV team was too small my freshman year. So I will say that experiencing practices with varsity helped me get where I am today, even if it was just practices. So
And, you know, how important is it, when you're, I know it's some people, it's like, with some people it's disheartening to be on straight JV for a year, some treat it as a punishment. But how important would you say it is, be when you're starting out on JV, your freshman year?
um, I was definitely frustrated my sophomore year when I was put on JV. But I think it was very important to just teach me that I need to work to get things done and I need to be scrappy all the time, hustling. I think that's what created my work ethic for this season. So I think JV is a very important starting point.
Everyone's got to start somewhere. And so did you go to the state title game when Maddie and Ashley were freshmen?
Yeah, I was in the pep band.
Oh, really? That's awesome. How'd you like doing that?
It was really fun. It was a great experience. I always saw the varsity girls as celebrities when I was in middle school, so it was really awesome to experience that and getting to do it myself is amazing. It's all I could ever dreamed.
Right. Maddie Prevost is especially a celebrity now. She's just gotten Gatorade Player of the Year and main Miss Basketball this year. So definitely two big accomplishments. And so now back on track. So your freshman year. So you girls now did the JV suit up for playoffs at all? Get on the be on the sideline, or just in case, or
My freshman year, I don't believe coach pulled anybody up for playoffs. So I was also in the pep band for my freshman year. I would cross between JV and pep band, but that was also a cool experience.
so and Lawrence Law, the varsity team, lost to Coney in that playoff game, and that it stings. But so going on to your sophomore year, I mean, you girls are looking really good here. You're unbeaten through December, and then who's who's Franklin? Yeah, so then you girls play against Franklin. I think that's what I'm seeing on
I
Max
believe
Post.
I believe that's the Massachusetts team from the exhibition game that the varsity played at the Civic Center.
Oh, really? Oh, so it was like a Christmas tournament, or
Yeah, They came from Massachusetts to play us.
Oh, okay. That's why my head was trying to spin around that for a while. So, so at what point in your sophomore season did you get thrust into like some varsity action?
It was the last JV game. It was after the last varsity game. Um, I had a decent game, so me and Nora Smiley Bard, she was injured this year, great player. She was a freshman. Coach pulled us to the side at the end, and he told us that we would be varsity from now on, and that we would suit up for the games and get to experience that with the varsity on the bench.
And so, when you got elevated, obviously it's a really like it's a surreal feeling, because like when you spend a whole year on JV, and now like coach is like coming up to you and telling you, hey, you're gonna be playing you're gonna be playing varsity. How did you feel about that?
I was definitely really excited, especially after all the hard work I put in for my freshman and sophomore year. It really motivated me to keep working hard for my junior year. Um, I was really excited for each varsity game for the tournament my sophomore year, and just even though we lost, I was still motivated. So it really helped me get pumped up for what was next.
Right. And as obviously like it's a big feeling. A lot of us experience this, some don't. And when you get when you get there, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm playing varsity. Let's go. So you girls beat Nokomis, and you have Camden Hills, and then your girls lose to Camden Hills in that playoff game. And what was the would you say that kind of like would you say that set you girls back a little bit, or like how would you girls respond to after that game?
We were definitely all really um, kind of shocked, you could say, because we had beat Camden that year, even though we only played them once. And I think we were all just kind of like, okay, we're not automatic, you know, even if we have the best player in Maine, or one of the best players in Maine at that time, um, we're not automatic.
Right.
So it really showed us that we always need to keep working hard no matter what. So I thought it was a good lesson for us, honestly.
Yeah. And I think you girls came in 18-0 into that playoff year, I believe, despite that exhibition game. But those like tournament games don't really count. It's just like a hey, come play in a tournament. Like it's an invitational kind of thing. So so going into your junior year, which this year, so I know you girls open up the season. So coming into 2025, 26, you get the schedule out. You make the team. You're on varsity, and so how would you grade like the strength of your schedule, like what or like teams you've seen on the schedule that like you thought were gonna be pretty difficult to beat?
Honestly, with how much our size changed after Nadia Morrison, Lily Gray left, um, I thought it would be pretty difficult because a lot of these teams had big players, and yeah, we had to fight. I knew that Oceanside totally was going to be tough.
Oh yeah,
Herman was tough with their big girl. Um, Sorry, I'm blanking on all these
it's all
teams.
right. Life a long
Skowhegan
day.
was, yeah. Skowhegan was tough. They're pretty scrappy, good team. Yeah, a bunch of these teams had size that we really needed to get scrappy against and box out. And we knew that coming in. And it was actually really good for the playoff run especially the state game.
Yeah. And so opening up the season, you get Oceanside coming to Lawrence, and I was at that game. I was actually at all three games this season. I just realized that. Um, and all three were really good games. So going to the first, we're gonna start with the first game here, where you girls, it's so at the beginning of the game, I believe you girls fell behind a little. No, you girls had to lead, I think. So so they're coming pretty close. And how was so after the first half when it was, I think 25-25 at halftime, I believe. How did you girl? What was the halftime talk at that point?
I think we were all just willing to keep being scrappy and working hard because, like Coach had said to us, to the seniors, this is your last first game here. Let's make it count. And I wanted that for the seniors. Amaya did. So that really motivated us. And even though it was my first varsity start, I was just like, this is a game. Like,
Yeah.
we got, we have to win this. And I'm going to do everything I can to do it. And I think everybody else thought that too, honestly.
So it's your first varsity start. How high were the nerves your first varsity start? You've played some varsity but haven't started. Like were your nerves like kind of like all the way like sky high or like kind of like a little like into medium?
Um, I think they were medium. One, because I already had started for some preseason games. So those helped me like kind of chill out a little bit.
Right.
And yeah, and I was also really excited because I knew a bunch of people were going to be there to support. And I was like, I'm ready for this. Let's go. First game, Maddie's senior year,
Oh yeah.
Ashley's senior year, Peyton, all of them. So I was probably more excited than nervous, honestly.
And then coming into like the final seconds. So it's like close. It's like you girls like both teams are like, closed fists, like fist fight, like one of those like like a tight boxing match or like a tight football game. Or if you watch pro basketball, one of those like tight games where it's like defense is not barely existent, just all offense, like boom, 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 and then you girls delivered a blow that ties the ball game. Which I'll be honest, I thought you got the like when you shot that shot from like I think the corner. I thought that was the game winner. I thought that was a 3-pointer. I think in my broadcast I yelled, and and Leah Tibbetts for 3, and they take the lead. I look at the scoreboard. I'm like, huh? I was like, was that not? I look at the replay. I was like, oh no, never mind. I was like, okay, that was for 2. So the ball game's tied, and then so Oceanside with 2.5 seconds left comes out in that this crazy inbound pass play. Like I didn't even know it was legal. Like I didn't even know it was legal to do that.
It kind of looked
And
like a football play.
yeah, I did. I was like you know who's passing the ball, but you don't know who's getting the ball. And so, how did you girls shut down that play very quickly?
I believe we were in 75, where it's kind of we picked them up at half court instead of like letting them come
Right.
to the 3-point line, and we knew it probably had something to do with Brain. So I was kind of sagging to wait. I was guarding Brain. Never mind.
Yeah.
People were sagging to help me. I was fronting her, trying to make sure she didn't get an easy pass,
Oh yeah.
easy catch, bucket. You know what I mean? And we kind of just figured, hey, let's make it difficult for them to get the pass in and make it difficult for them to get a shot off.
Right.
So that was the game plan.
Especially if Renee Ripley leading the state in assists and rebounds, and so like she will fire that ball like she'll fire that ball. I'm trying to think of the word, but it's stuck in my tongue. I too am struggling today.
Like
I
a
bl-
touchdown pass.
yes, I blame I blame Mondays for today. um, and like if it goes like hand in hand, Renee Ripley, Olivia Breen, boom boom, now they got the lead and you possibly lose the game, but now your girls shut down that play, going to overtime. You know, the crazy. Then you girls put it away in overtime, right? And so, so then we go to. I'm trying to. So going into overtime, what was like? How was everyone feeling going into overtime? I bet you girls were really exhausted. My throat was definitely hurting.
I wasn't really super tired. I was actually like really pumped up. I was like first game of the season. We got overtime, possible state championship matchup. I want to win. Everybody wants to win. Um, we were thinking set the tone from the tip, and we did. So
Yeah.
that was our mindset.
So then, so like later down the road on December 27th, this time you girls go to Oceanside. I was at that game as well, and so it was like you girls were a little bit playing from behind a lot, like most of the game. And after the game was over, what was it like going back to the drawing board? Like what you girls knew we had to adjust from there out.
Um, I think us and coach, both the coaches realized that we always need to play hard no matter what. I learned a few times this season I got into foul trouble, and it made me realize that I need to be careful with my fouls
Right.
because even if I come back in later, I went cold. I wasn't really in the vibe, and it also made us realize that we need to work as a team. Like
Right.
Maddie scored a game high 41, I think,
Um,
and I'm pretty sure it was 41 or 49, somewhere up there.
I think
Um,
it was 41. It was 41.
um, yeah, it made us realize that even if somebody has an amazing game, we still all have to work together to
Right.
pull it off. Like in our game against Morse, Maddie was injured. We had to all work together. Amaya stepped up, but we all needed to work together because it was still a very close game. I think Amaya had like 5 threes in
Right.
there. So, yeah, it was a good lesson for us, I think. One that really helped us in the playoff run.
Right. And like you said, Maddie got injured. She got injured in that Hamden Academy game when you girls hosted them, and and Ashley ends up just going over there and like carrying her off the court. And
Yeah.
well, and that was I was like I didn't expect to see it. She just picks her up, and then like I had to sit behind the Lawrence bench because my spot was taken. And like, I didn't want to talk like too loud or like I remember your coach just when Maddie was trying to get herself back in the game. My coach was looking at her like this. Mm. And she was like, "Trust me, coach, trust." uh. And yeah,
Yeah.
so you girls had like a couple rough games. You lost by 5 to Gardner, and then by 14 to Gardner later on the season, and then you lost to Coney. And then after that, after the Coney loss, what sparked you girls to like go for a run? All those wins, you girls won 7 games in a 6 or 7 games in a row, I believe.
Honestly, we kind of just looked back at the game and we realized we need to play Lawrence basketball. Um, Coney kind of out-scrapped us, you could say. I think they out-rebounded us. They had more opportunities to the rim, and it just made us realize what we needed to work on. I will say that I messaged Maddie after that game. I was like, hey, I think that was an important game for us to learn from, and I'm willing to work with you and everybody else to get that gold ball. We're going to move on from this. We're going to be okay. And coach helped us through it. He stayed honestly just stoic. Like he never stopped.
Right.
He was he was unwavering. He kept us going, working on everything we needed to work on, and yeah.
Yeah. What was Maddie's reaction when you told her that?
I think she was very grateful because there is a lot of pressure on her. There's a lot of pressure on all of us, but
Oh yeah.
mostly her. And I just wanted to take some of that off her shoulders, let her know that we're a team, we're all together. There's no I in team, there's no you in team. So I hope she was like I hope that helped pick her up and get excited for the next game.
And it is hard, because you have all this pressure. People are talking about Mainness basketball. Like they're throwing like her name's in there along with Kyla Lamson. Who else was it? Addison Sear. Renee Ripley was probably also in the mix for that as well. And it is very pressuring because you're focused on one thing, and then you got others like talking about the other thing. It's like it's piling onto the snowball effect, right? So when
Mhm.
you roll a snowball on the field, it's all these things kind of starts small, but then starts turning huge.
Yeah, but I think Maddie's a very, very strong player mentally, physically, and emotionally. She knows when she needs to get the job done, and I admire her so much. And I think she did amazing, just pushing through all that stress and excitement, because that could be a lot. And I'm just happy she got her dreams and what she worked hard for.
Yep. And so now we're going into the playoffs where you girls have Mount Desert Island. You girls cruise through. You girls semi cruise through them, and then you girls have Ellsworth, who they gave you a hard time in that playoff game, I think, right? And then now you got your big payback game against Gardner. And obviously a lot of trash has been being thrown around, talking wise. So going into that week, how was that week for you when you girls had to face Lawrence that week?
You mean face Gardner?
Gardner, oh my god.
It's okay.
Mondays, I'm telling you, Mondays.
We were really excited. Honestly, everybody knows that saying it's hard to beat a good team 3 times. Um, so we didn't ride on that, but we were just ready to play against them. We knew that they were gonna come in like really motivated to
No,
win because, you know, having the season they had, an amazing season. Um, they have a lot of great young players on their team, and so they're all excited. They're like, "Hey, we're so close. Let's go." So we just kind of tried to keep our composure. We're an upperclassmen led team, so we were willing to work harder than them to get there.
so so you girls win that game. I'm pretty sure you girls were like ahead the entire time, mostly. The girls had like a lead
I think
and
so.
just like they came a little bit back, but then you girls kept building back. It's kind of like do you have any siblings like younger or older or whatever?
I have a bunch of older
Oh yeah.
siblings.
Have they ever like dangled something over you and like when you try to get it, they just like pull it up and like you
Yeah.
swipe at it and it's like it's like it's like a sibling thing like you're gonna get bullied by your own siblings, but only your siblings can bully you. And so it's like that. You girls were dangling. You were dangling that game, that regional final plaque, over them, And when they got close, you went whoop, and kept and led you girls to a win. So now we're on Friday, February 27th. The big game. You know, this is your first state championship. Now, okay, so now this is your first year being like a full varsity starter. Now, your first year as a starter is now your first year in a state championship. How nervous? You had to be so nervous. How nervous were you?
I mean, yeah, I was definitely nervous. I mean, playing at Bangor, the other three games really helped my nerves. Like it was a familiar bus ride, all of it. The one thing that made me feel a little different was like going to school, but we had a pep rally that day, so the vibes from the school, all the teachers, students, people I didn't even know saying, "Hey, good luck tonight. You got this." It really helped calm my nerves. So when I was walking on the court, I was like, "Let's go. We know this team. It's just another rematch, just another game. Let's go."
How much does it help? You know, you face this team twice in the regular season, split the season, and now it's like kind of like dwindles down the nerves a little bit. If I'm saying that right, kind of like helps the nerves like calm down.
Um, yeah, I think the split really helped us to realize there's no one side here like there was against Gardner. Oceanside didn't beat us twice, so
Right.
there wasn't that pressure on us. We didn't beat them twice, so there wasn't that pressure. So I think playing them twice and getting the split was really like introducing us. And somehow, I don't know if my coach or the other coach or the athletic directors had a feeling that we would match up together in the state final, but they had a feeling, so that really helped us a lot.
It's funny because I was talking to at halftime. I believe you girls were down at halftime. I believe, and I was talking to some people. I was like, because I was like, where I was sitting, it wasn't the most comfortable position. Like I was like moving around a lot, and I was like talking to Athlete First Media. I was like, Oceanside has the lead now, but Lawrence though they can put it away in the second half, and that's what happened. So you girls, you claw your way back, and then coming to the fourth quarter, you take a commanding lead. And when you were down at halftime, what was the vibe in the locker room at halftime?
I think we were all just like trying to figure out what we could do. We weren't happy, we weren't angry, we were just all like a bunch of scientists trying to figure out an equation or
Yeah.
something. Like we were all just locked in, like, hey, we gotta do this better, we gotta help out here, box out here a little more. Nobody was mad at each other. Honestly, I think that's what kept us together. We were all just like communicating, compromising, and coach gave us a lot of momentum during halftime, I think, telling us this is our house. We were here first. Let's go play some Bulldog basketball. They're out physicaling us right now. So let's just keep fighting for 16 more minutes.
Right, and when you say that about halftime, it's very easy for teams to fall apart. You know, and it all starts with if people are like arguing with each other, and then if coaches are coming in like angry and he says some things that does like can kill momentum. I've personally seen it in like regular season games where like a team would be playing as a really good team, and then after halftime, it would just like crumble all of a sudden. Like all the momentum built in the first half. Now in the second half, it's just like it just feels like nobody wants to be there. And when you have Coach is it Chesley?
Chesley.
Chesley. When you have Coach Chesley, he's telling you girls we're right there, right? He's telling you girls you're right there, and then motivating girls, and then that final buzzer goes off, and And you girls are jumping around, like, like excited. How was that like feeling, like, once you heard that? But like, did you get like tunnel vision and then like took a minute for you to realize what was going on, or
Honestly, I didn't realize there was the time amount left that there was. So I was playing really tight on my defender, hoping to get a breakaway steal. Um, but when that buzzer went off, I kind of stood there for a second
yeah,
and I was just like, oh my God.
like
Everybody was running over, and honestly, I can't even describe it. The regional was definitely a little more like, I was a little more down to earth
right.
for the regional, but it was just a feeling I've never felt before. It was my dream, so I was like, holy crap.
Like Leah, the game's right here. You're all the way up on cloud nine. Like that
Yeah.
buzzer comes off. And how about that? When I think it was late fourth quarter. Olivia Breen was driving in, and you just fall down. You take a charge right there. And so, what did you think?
Yeah.
Did you think you got it successfully? Or like when I saw the ref, I looked up at the ref, and like the first thing I saw was after he blew the whistle, he put his hand behind his back, signaling an offensive foul. I was like, oh my gosh.
Um, I watched a lot of the Gray New Gloucester game. Um, York too, I think, that Oceanside played, and I saw that when there was contact initiated, the refs were likely to call the charge. Breen's a great player. She uses her body very well.
Oh yeah.
But honestly, when I fell down, there was somebody in the way. I don't know if it was Breen standing up or something. And I saw the ref's arm pointed towards our basket. So I don't know if you saw me, but I was really excited.
Yeah. Oh, I
Maddie was
saw it.
super excited. It was a lot of people have told me that that was the motivation turner. You know what I mean? A lot of people think that sealed the game for us. I don't know if it did,
Turnovers are
honestly,
everything.
but it made me feel really good, honestly.
Like I got shot because I was going for. I accidentally ended the shot early, and I didn't realize like it was a charge until I replayed it, and like I was like, oh crap, I missed that whole thing because I think I got that, or like it was like once you like she goes up, you fall down, and then I end, and like she turns to the ref, and then ends right there. And I feel bad because I didn't get that like full shot of like you girls just like going like yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. So going on from the season, what would you say is most fa- your most favorite part of the season from the season?
I have to choose.
I'm guessing you're probably gonna say winning the state championship.
Honestly,
No, choose
I
three
think.
favorites. I'll let you choose three.
All right, all right. I can't rank them though. One of my
It's all right.
favorites. One of my favorites was definitely like winning regionals and coming back on the bus for our little parade in town. It
Right.
was snowing, like the thick snowflakes, so
Yeah.
you could barely see. We were getting
I didn't
snow
like
in our
driving through
eyes.
that.
Yeah, we were getting snow in our eyes, everything, and it was it was a great feeling. Like we're going to the state championship, and honestly, I was so excited. I was so happy. That was the happiest moment I ever felt, and I wanted to feel it again. So, um, I'd say another favorite moment was winning that first game of the season against Oceanside. It was a good first game for me. I think it helped me set up for the season, even though I had like a slow run in the middle.
Yeah.
it still like gave me motivation. I was like, okay, I had a hard game today, but just call back to that first game. What did you do then? What can you work on to get back to how you were now? And then, and yeah, another favorite was definitely winning states, being able to swing the net, being able to swing the net. My family was there, and the fans, and the parade, and the reception. It was just all amazing.
Yeah. So, like, I know there's like sometimes, was there any like funny moments or funny stories about this season, or like, someone did something silly, or like was like did fell down doing something silly, and it's just like, what the heck?
Something silly from the season. All of our locker room moments before the game were definitely really fun. We all would sing music, sing songs. We had like the same playlist every single game. Um, I don't know if you saw, but after the state championship, we dumped some water on Coach.
Oh, I saw that.
That was really funny for me.
Poor
I
coach, he
I didn't
walks
really.
in. Poor coach, he walks in and gets immediately drenched, and just like I see you girls just like attack him, like just like go like all like pull in on him.
Yeah, because he tried to get the assistant coach Higgins to go in first, but he
Like I
tried.
know what's gonna
He
happen.
pulled.
You go.
No, he pulled the switcheroo. He held the door for him. So it was good to see that side of coach. And I'd say another silly point, even though it was like a really big motivation point for me, was that Gardner game when I hit the and one shot near the end with like a minute and a half left, I think. Um, we were running our stall play, and I think Maddie saw me wide open, but it got tipped around and stuff. And then Ashley gave it to me, and I saw a lane. So I dribble, I think, one step, and I shoot the jump shot. It goes in, and I get the foul. And you could see it on like pictures and the recording.
Right.
But my coach Chesley is like, he's like, he looks like he was about to have like a heart attack or something. At practice the next day, he was like, okay, stall play. No jump shots. Right, Leah? I was like, you got it, coach. So,
I don't know if you've seen Top Gun, but like, there's a podcast where I saw where like Julian Edelman, like they were practicing this play, all right, and like Josh McDaniels, the Patriots offensive coordinator, was like, don't do it, like throw a ball like into the end zone. And, like Julian Edelman did. I don't know if you watched that Patriots Eagles game like a few years back when Julian Edelman, Tom Brady, were on the team. So it was like him telling you, you're dangerous, Maverick. Yeah. I think that's all I have. Do you have anything you would like to add in?
um, I just want to say congratulations to all the teams out there. Congrats to Callie Lamson for getting South MVP for the McDonald's All-Star
Yeah.
game. Congrats to Nolan Ames for getting Mr. Basketball.
Who got the North
And
one?
Ashley did.
Shores?
hmm
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, so congrats to everybody out there who achieved greatness, honestly. All the state championship teams out there.
All right, well,
That's all I have.
yeah. Well, thank you. Well,